Good day, everyone. I am Krisha Antoinette A. Saludes, a BSE Mathematics major.
And I am Winnie Borromeo, BSE Math.
So our research is all about the effectiveness of group discussion method in the students' performance in mathematics and the online learning. Okay, so here's Ms. Borromeo to present our research problem and brief rationale.
For a research problem or a brief rationale, mathematics is an indispensable yet challenging subject. So in a face-to-face setup of learning, students are able to express their difficulties, learning, achievements, and also tried helping each other through sharing them with their ideas. However, when the Philippines had a COVID-19 pandemic, we have the shifting into an online learning setup, which is the alternative learning delivery modalities and flexible learning we have as of right now. Based on our observation in online learning, there is a limited or no opportunity given to the students to collaborate and have some group discussion or cooperative learning activities, in which this teacher is the only one that shares their inputs and students' participation and involvement are limited only. Also, students are not given such opportunities to expand their knowledge and solicit ideas about the lesson from their classmates that may improve their learnings. And thus, we found that cooperative learning, particularly group discussion method, as a way to improve students' performance in mathematics in the context of online learning. And cooperative learning is an instructional strategy that enables a small group of students to work together on a common learning task. It is a child-centered strategy where students are divided into groups and encouraged to discuss the subject matter given. And the student may share their ideas with their classmates and help the students who are struggling to learn and follow the discussion. For research questions, we have 6. First, what is the level of mathematics performance of the control and treatment group in the diagnostic task between the lecture method and the group discussion method? Second, what is the level of mathematics performance of the control and treatment group in the evaluation test between the lecture method and the group discussion method? Third, is there any significant difference in the mathematics performance of the students in the diagnostic test between the lecture method and the group discussion method? Fourth, is there any significant difference in the mathematics performance of the students in the evaluation test between the lecture method and the group discussion method? Next, we have, is there any significant difference in the mathematics performance of the control group between the diagnostic and evaluation test? And lastly, is there any significant difference in the mathematics performance of the treatment group between the diagnostic and evaluation test? So for the methodology, we have Ms. Krisha.
Okay, so for the method of our research, we use a quantitative method, a quasi-experimental research, to explore on the effectiveness of group discussion method in the performance of the students in mathematics. So this study involved 218 participants, which includes the students of Ateneo de Naga University Junior High School that are currently in grade 9 level. So in grade 9 level, there are 16 learning groups and divided into 2 groups or cycles. So for the first cycle, so this is serve as our control group where we implemented the lecture method, and the second cycle serves as our treatment group where we implemented our intervention, which is the group discussion method. So in gathering the data, we use diagnostic test and evaluation test. So this is a parallel test with 30-item multiple choice tests about the topics for the first and second week for the last term. And in conducting the study, we have informed consent was sought from the participants and their respective teachers. So the participants was voluntarily participated in the study and was have the right to withdraw from the study at any stage if they wish to do so. So in analyzing the data, so we use the descriptive statistics, specifically the frequency, mean, and percentage, to present the level of mathematics performance of the students in the diagnostic test and evaluation test. On the other hand, we use the inferential statistics, specifically the independent sample t-test, okay, to determine if there is significant difference in the diagnostic test between the control group and the evaluation test between the control group and treatment group. Also, we use the Fisher sign test, which to determine if there is significant difference in the performance of the students in mathematics in the evaluation test and diagnostic test of the control group and the treatment group. So for our findings of our study, so we first determine the level of mathematics performance of the control group and the treatment group in the diagnostic test and evaluation test. So the level of mathematics performance of the control group in the diagnostic test, so we found out the mean of the student score is equal to 10.81. So using the interpretation of the researcher's cooperating teacher, so this mean of the student score means that the students in the control group have an average level of mathematics performance before the implementation of lecture method. On the other hand, the level of mathematics performance of the treatment group in the diagnostic test, so we have the mean of the student score which is equal to 11.78. This means that the students in the treatment group have an average level of performance in mathematics prior to the implementation of the intervention, the group discussion method. So we can notice that the performance of the two group, of the control group and the treatment group, is just or on the same level. So they are both have an average level of mathematics performance. So for the level of mathematics performance in the evaluation test, okay, for the control group, we have the mean of the student score, which is equal to 15.87. So it means that the students in the control group have an average level of mathematics performance after the class discussions, which employ the lecture method. Okay, so we can notice that the control group, okay, have the same level of mathematics performance in the diagnostic and evaluation test. Okay, so for the level of the mathematics performance of the treatment group in the evaluation test, we have the mean score is equal to 18.58. Thus, the students in the treatment group have a good level of mathematics performance after the implementation of the group discussion method. So this means, okay, we can notice that in the diagnostic test, the treatment group have an average level, while on the evaluation test, they have a good level of performance in mathematics. So we can see that there is an improvement in their performance in mathematics. So for the difference in the mathematics performance of the students in the diagnostic test between the lecture method and the group discussion method, so based on our findings, the t-computed value of negative 1.85 is greater than the lower tabular value of negative 1.97 and at the same time less than the upper tabular value of 1.97 at 0.05 level of significance with 216 degrees of freedom. So with that, the null hypothesis must not be rejected. So this means that there is no significant difference in the mathematics performance of students between the control group and the treatment group in the diagnostic test. So also this means that the control group and the treatment group have the same level, okay, of mathematics performance prior to the implementation of the lecture method and our intervention, the group discussion method. On the other hand, in the difference in the mathematics performance of the students in the evaluation test between the lecture method and the group discussion method, so the t-computed value is negative 3.74, which is less than the lower tabular value of negative 1.97 at 0.05 level of significance with 216 degrees of freedom. So with that, the null hypothesis must be rejected. So this means that there is significant difference in the performance of the students in mathematics in the evaluation test between the lecture method and the group discussion method in the online learning. It supports the previous findings of the study that the control group have an average level of performance in evaluation tests, while the treatment group have a good level of performance. Next. So for the difference in the mathematics performance of the control group between the diagnostic and evaluation tests, so based on the findings of the study, there is a significant difference in the mathematics performance of the control group between the diagnostic and evaluation tests, since the null hypothesis of the study must be rejected, considering that the z-computed value of 7.78 is greater than the z-tabular value of 1.96 at 0.05 level of significance. So this means that the performance of the students in mathematics have improved in the group where the traditional method or the lecture method were employed. Okay, so also the difference in the mathematics performance of the treatment group between the diagnostic and evaluation test. So based on the findings, there is significant difference in the performance of the students in mathematics in the treatment group between the diagnostic and evaluation test, since the null hypothesis of the study must be rejected considering that the C computed value of 9.93 is greater than the Z tabular value of 1.96 at 0.05 level of significance. So this means that the students' mathematics performance improve in the implementation of group discussion method. Okay? So we can notice here that both the lecture method and group discussion method improve the performance of the students in mathematics. However, we can notice that the C computed value of the control group between the diagnostic test and evaluation test is equal to 7.78, while the treatment group has the C computed value of 9.93, which is greater than the C computed value of the control group. So this means, okay, that the group discussion method is more effective, okay, in improving the performance of the students in mathematics in the online learning. Okay, so for the summary and conclusion, Miss Winnie will be the one to present it.
Thank you, Ms. Prisha. So based on our data and findings that we have, we can conclude that the group discussion method is more effective than the traditional method or the lecture method and improving the mathematics performance of the students. This result is confirmed by the study of GAMET, which the study revealed that the performance of the student in mathematics has a better improvement using cooperative learning method. Moreover, the study of SARI also established that the students who are taught through cooperative online learning perform better than those students who are taught through the traditional method. And lastly, the study of Hossein et al., which is a study confirmed that the experimental group who experienced cooperative learning method improved better than the control group who are taught through traditional method. For recommendations to our respondents and students, they must be participative and freely share their ideas and opinions during group discussion or cooperative learning activities to learn more and improve their academic performance in mathematics. To our teachers, always consider conducting group or collaborative learning and activities to improve the students' performance. It is better to give the class enough time to discuss and disseminate their knowledge. Moreover, be open and learn more other strategies to effectively teach and to provide the students with a meaningful learning experience. And to our parents, they should have an awareness on how their children can effectively learn. So it is just not enough that we only entrust our child into the school, but let's help them. Okay, let's help them to assess our child or the students. Also, the support to their children helps to increase their motivation. And lastly, for our future researchers, conduct a study and explore stronger statistical tools to investigate further. The researchers recommend to include qualitative data to further explore and allow for more in-depth investigation and discussion of the effectiveness of group discussion method in the online learning.
This ends our presentation of our research entitled The Effectiveness of Group Discussion Method in the Mathematics Performance of the Students in the Online Learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much po.